Good morning, everyone, and welcome to it's been a while, but another Futera United morning stream. Those who do not know, Futera United is a Web3 backed soccer team where if you hold an NFT, you get to make managerial decisions around a real life Thai soccer club. Today, Futera United is playing against Siwilai. I'm butchering that horribly, so please forgive me. Kickoff starting in just about 3 minutes here. I was just informed from Discord that number 24, Eek, might be Ake, Eek or Ake will be replaced by number 17, New at left back. I'll be joined in a few minutes here by my friend and stats legend, Blue, be popping right in. But before we get started with the official match, wanted to share with you Futera United's website, in case anyone is interested in minting or checking out the project more. Through that in chat, futeraunited.com. Dartside, good morning. Thank you for tuning in so early, coming in from YouTube. Love to see it. Remy's here as well. First, hello from the dark side. You love to see it. So here's today's lineup. Number 30 starting at forward, Tishan Hanley, new forward, had his first match about a week ago. And excited to see what he can do today. Shin, how you doing, man? Welcome, everyone. All right, we are filling in here. Love to see it. I'm going to go ahead and just get pinned this stream on my Twitter so anyone can just watch it pretty easily, accessibly here. There we go. Boom. Pinned, and we'll retweet this. We'll get started. We will hop right into this match. 10-minute kickoff delay due to the weather conditions earlier. All right, so we've got some time to chat. Rato, thank you so much in Discord if you are watching. I appreciate all of these updates. These are huge. Absolutely huge. All right. Perfect. All right, we are all set up. Let's check out. All right, so the stream is there. All right, we are all set. All right, so we've got some time before kickoff. So let's thank you, MVG. I appreciate that a lot. Let's take a minute. Let's talk about this project a little more. So this will run probably about 2 hours. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna change the screen share here. Whoop. And we are going to go to boom. Shin, welcome. So Futera United is a project. When you mint it or when you buy off of OpenSea, you get a. Let's see if we can have it. Oh, come on now. Gotta change my. All right, I gotta fix the sharing. We'll just share the tab instead for the window. There we go. Much better. All right. So when you mint, you get a PFP that looks like this. Fairly cheap mint. You can also buy an OpenSea at a bit of a discount right now. But what this PFP gets you, it's more than just art. You actually get the ability to make managerial decisions. So what do I mean by that? So go to snapshot.org before every match. You get to decide who's starting in certain positions. There are about 3 decisions per match. That greatly could impact the outcome of each match. And it's super exciting, super fun to do. On top of that, players have tried out. Players have, we got to choose the lineup, the kit color, the kit design. It has been an absolute blast. So if you're interested, again, here is the link, mint.futeraunited.com. Highly recommend checking that out. So they had their initial roadmap. Let's get this club going. The club didn't exist a few months ago, and now the club is flying. Okay, so not only is just a newly formed soccer club, but give me one sec. Blue should be coming in here. But this team is killing it, winning matches by 5, 7, 8. They won last week 13-0, I believe. And so it's been, yes, this is real life soccer. This is a real life Thai soccer team in the Thai 4th division. The goal is to move up, get promoted each and every year, and eventually be playing in the top division in Thailand. So playing in the big Asian Cup. It's super exciting to watch, and it's super unique because not many projects can you get into something. You just have a piece of art and then, a game will come later or something will come later. No, this is all real life, all right now. You're impacting physical people, whether they get to play in a match or not. It's wild. And so, yeah, today we are going to be live streaming the actual soccer match. I'm here mostly for the lulz of it all. Not nearly as knowledgeable as my boy Blue. You're my boy Blue. He'll be coming in. He has a lot of great analysis stats that he brings to the table. But yeah, we're on a slight delay right now. No big deal. And actually, Blue just popped in. Blue, let's bring you up. How you doing, brother? Oh, look at that! Look at the shirts. I love it. I love it.
Okay, Obasana. Come on.
Let's go.
Come on. I had to get the replica.
I love it. That's beautiful. Mine hasn't come yet. Still traveling around the world.
Yeah, I think it's because they're getting sent to central hubs, and then from there in your country they'll get sent out from that way, just to reduce on the costs.
Yeah, totally get that. I'm excited, especially with just the state of things going on right now. It's gonna take a while. Coach Marty, how you doing? Thanks for popping in,
mate. Just looks like we just got a stream pop up.
Oh, are we up now? Are we live? Let's I've got the link right here, ready to go.
Yes, I'm all good, mate. Good to see you. It's been a little while. How you been?
Oh God.
I hear you're recovering from your COVID jab.
Yes, I slept like a baby, and it's still a little rough around the edges, but I'm feeling a billion times better than I was.
Good stuff. That's what I like to hear. You look all right. They look perky.
Oh yeah, I can't. You can't not be perky. You can't not be.
What's the time then?
About 7:50 a.m. So not too bad.
Oh, that's not too bad. You got the energy drinks at the ready.
I'm drinking some liquid death right now. It's been my drink of choice, water.
Liquid death.
So Coach Marty's asking, what are we thinking about the match today? I saw Discord news now starting at left back. But what are your thoughts on lineup? Do you know anything about our competition? What do we need to know about today's match?
Right. Here's our lineup. So Nui's now starting at left back, is he?
Yes.
As opposed to Eek. So I've been obviously setting stuff up, so I missed the start of what was going on there. Yeah. So Nu is sometimes referred to as the wand. He has a great left foot. He can put in a decent cross, but his actual position is centre back. So it's an interesting one there where it's more utilising what he's got rather than the position that he'd usually play. Because we've voted to have John in at centre back, that means that we will have Pang playing at right back instead of him. So he cannot now cover the left back. And this is one of the issues with us voting in certain things. If we vote for somebody to go somewhere, then technically the coach has to stick with it. So we voted for our right back to go at centre back. So that's now where he's going to be. So our usual left back cover, Pang, will now be playing at right back to cover that, which now means that if we're missing our left back, we need to put other people in there. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So it's a bit of a kind of just like a bit of a jumbled game. Exactly. Again, to the point I was bringing up earlier, as NFT holders, we get to make decisions around the match and the lineup. Yep. And so this is kind of an unfortunate downside of it, but that's going to happen. These things happen. This is life. So it will be interesting. Do you think we're going to be okay, though? Do you think this is going to be a big issue for us?
I don't think it'll be a big issue, but I do think that we'll probably end up changing over as things go on. I think it'll probably be one of those where we end up probably. We might even bring a centre back on, move John back out to right back, and then put Pang over at left back at some point in the second half.
I like that. I like
there's
that.
quite a few different changes. I mean, I think we're actually going with attacking midfield today. So we're going with an attacking midfield 3, where our 3 are basically playing like that up. So we'll have Tishan up top. We'll have our 2 wide midfielders. We'll have 2 holding central midfielders and 1 attacking that will sit in the hole behind Tishan.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
So often what we've been playing before has been, do you know what? MJ? Do you know what? Get a boulder out. Just write down some tactics.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
You see that right hand? You see that? That's practice, mate. That's practice. Right. So I think today, hold on, I'm gonna have to dry this off now, aren't I? Just so I bought a towel for that. So Tishan's going to be up top. We've got our 2 widers. This is going to be Fu in the middle there. 2 holding central midfielders. And then we've got right back, centre back, left back, goalkeeper. So this is the difference. We're going to be playing Fu in here. And then this is Tishan up top here. So what we've been playing before is we've actually been, if you swap this one and put it in between here, then that's what we've been playing. So this is the difference. Instead of that being down here, is now up here. So that gives us our attacking position there. So this is still a 5-3-2. It's just in a slightly different way.
Gotcha.
Any questions?
No. I'm excited. It looks like the stream's trying to start for me. I'm just going to give it a quick refresh on my end. But no, that's looking good, man. That's looking good. That's exciting. We're going all out.
I hope to you, mate. I'm sort of trying to keep up to date on that as well. But yeah, I'll leave the stream stuff to you. But yeah,
no worries.
As far as it's concerned, we'd usually be playing sort of with a defensive midfield here that'd be Fofana. Then we'd have 2 midfielders like that, and then our back 4, and then our front. So we're actually just swapping this position. This is the main place that we're changing. So it changes. The problem is that what will happen is, if now without this guy here protecting just in front of our defence, it means that on-rushing midfielders are a problem.
Sure.
And that's the difference, but that's what we're trying to do to them. So the big difference in today's match to watch is whether we've got possession or if they've got possession.
All right, it looks like it's trying to go for me here. It's trying to go. Let me see if I can get this pulled up for us.
Right. It
keeps bouncing back for me.
Can you do this?
Let's fucking go. Oops, sorry, out of language. I just get too excited sometimes.
Have we got to be careful of the language? It's always good to know in advance, isn't it?
Yeah. Keeping it family friendly over here.
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it. Ultimately, it is a family game. Let's see. Right, so Rato says there's a minor connection problem at the moment. We'll get things running as soon as possible, and that is usually OBS.
Got it.
Which is your forte, isn't it, OBS?
That's a nice way of putting it. All right.
So they're obviously working off of a laptop pitch side, and if said laptop crashes or the studio crashes, then basically it puts everything out of whack. Last game, we actually had where we was away for the last game, we had a local sweet shop let us use their internet connection and their electricity. So
no
we
way!
All of our stuff from the local stadium, which was basically just a pitch, all the way across to this sweet shop, and they let us use all of their stuff in there. How nice is that?
That's wonderful. I love that. That's
The
incredible.
land of smiles, mate. The land of smiles. What's your prediction for today? Mine is
I threw 9-1 down.
okay.
But
I went
to Shin's
8-0.
point, the weather's got me a little concerned. What about you?
The weather, I haven't seen anything yet, mate.
It's we've got a slight rain delay.
Is that what it is?
10-minute kickoff delay, yeah.
Well, I guess it gives us a chance to talk about the roadmap, doesn't it?
You know it. You know it. So I just kind of intro the project before you popped on, and I didn't even get to talk about Roadmap 2.0, which I think is awesome because so many times a project will say, okay, we're changing our roadmap, or here's the next part of our roadmap. And really, it's a redirection because, hey, we can't do X, Y, and Z. So now we're going to have to do this. Whereas with Futera, it's an expansion. There's no redirection. We're already going. They've delivered what they said they would, and we are going. Yes, it is JD43. It is a real soccer match that is managed by NFT holders. So if we check out, here we go, Roadmap 2.0. I've got it up. What are your, I mean, we can go through it bit by bit. What was that?
We've got a stream, although it's not playing yet. They are just starting.
Let me see if I can reload it here.
But yeah, it's basically adding to what we already have and completing other bits and pieces. It's a way of 2.0 is a way of making. Yeah, the game has started, although there is still problems. It's a way of making what we already have better, rather than saying we're not able to achieve that, so we're going to have to try and do something completely different.
Yes. And so we'll just kind of go through while we get the stream kind of sorted. I know the match has started or will be starting soon, but the stream is still kind of struggling. So let's take a few minutes here to go through that. You okay with that?
Yeah, that's perfect, mate.
All right. So we've got a player of the month and goal of the month votes. So additional voting power for NFT holders. How are you feeling about that?
Natural progression, and I think it's brilliant. I mean, ultimately, it's something that lets us get into a normal football routine. What do we do with our normal clubs? What do we do with the Premier League or whatever it might be? We have our goal of the month competitions, playing the month competitions. It's a way of us rewarding them and letting them know our thoughts, you know? Gives them something to aim for.
100%. It's it makes it feel even more like an actual club experience, which is super exciting. Prize draws for voting. I think that's awesome. So Wave incentivizing us to vote.
All right, hold on. I'm trying to get the laptop out at the same time here.
No worries. You're good.
Here we go.
Might be getting a bit of static from your mic, Blue.
I'll check that now, mate. I'll mute and check that 1 second.
But yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, you get to vote on who gets to start, who makes the squad. And now they're going to randomly reward players for voting. So a way of encouraging further interaction. Starting in July, there will be prize draws at random, giving everyone who has voted the chance to win amazing digital prizes, such as exclusive Futera United NFTs and Sandbox Metaverse NFTs. Next on YouTube and socials is the test. So we've dominated since we've joined, but how good are we? Now's the time to find out. Starting with a Division 2 team, and we will test ourselves against teams that are on paper much better than Futera United. As we beat a team, we'll get promoted to play a team in the league above. Can we get from a level 2 tier opponent all the way to playing a T1 pro side? Come along for the journey. So that's kind of, I view that, for those of you in the US, almost like a like a drive to survive type, behind the scenes, you're playing competition mixed with like almost like a Hard Knocks ish kind of experience. It's additional matches, almost like a little mini tournament, where you get to we get to see how good we really are. And then you get to purchase your NFT as a card. In July, you'll be able to order your actual PFP as a Futera United physical one-of-one trading card from our official online store. So, for those of you
Hopefully,
that
it's a
don't,
bit better.
it
How's that?
sounded great. Sounding great.
Excellent.
So you will
Stream's
be
working
able
well now,
to
mate.
purchase a actual physical of your PFP. Oh, there we go. Yes, we are up. Let's go ahead. Let's switch over to
being
the
able to
match.
purchase an actual physical of yours is basically Futera United using the utility of the parent company, Futera. I mean, Futera have been making like collectible football cards that you'll find going for. What was the Lewis Hamilton one? Went for a couple of $100,000, didn't it?
I'm sure it did. Cards are blowing up, man. Cards are
But if you
blowing
so
up.
this is a company that makes cards that are worth a couple of $100,000 because of the quality of them, because of the collectability of them, and basically it gives us the opportunity to use the utility as a pre-founded company to then gain access to get real world utilities off of that. Does that make sense? So we've got Futera United, who we are. Futera are the company that makes the cards behind that, and we're going to be using the facilities to make your one of one. And that's quite a significant step, really, if you think about it. There's enough companies out there making print-offs of your PFP, let's call it, but there's not many companies out there that are making collectible versions of your pre-existing NFT.
And the quality is going to be amazing coming from Futera.
I think they come in little plastic cases and all sorts, mate. It's not just like a playing card, here's a king and queen sort of thing. It's a real, it's really done professionally.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
And the thing is, they will become quite special. I mean, even this Gail Basana top that I've got on, the reason that I got it is because I thought, right, who's going to be a club legend? I don't want Blue Clark on my back walking around for the next 20 years. I want Gail Basana, Tishan Hanley, Bank, Boss, John. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sexy Rexies, I like to call
them. Love it.
All right, so we are up. We're I don't think we're quite live, but we're close. Every time I try and push it live, it bounces back. We'll see if we can jump ahead right now. All right, looks like we're good. Looks like it's sticking. All right, so we are 6.5 minutes in, 0-0. Stream seems to be working great.
So let's have a look here. So we've got
game audio.
We are obviously in black and gold. Siwilai are in yellow and blue. That's Fofana in 22 there in the middle. That's Gail Basana, number 67, with the ball there. Namesake on the back of my shirt. Oh,
the absolute legend.
He tried something. It didn't work.
Ooh, I appreciate the attempt. One thing that I'm seeing right now from this club versus when I first started watching is that little, tricky side of the foot kind of no look pass that they just pulled off there, at least tried to pull off.
Yeah.
That's not something you would have seen in the beginning. And there just seems to be a level of comfort that has improved since these first few matches, which is super awesome to see. Just that in a few short months, that the team is gelling more.
Yeah, I think it's an introduction of new players as well. I mean, you look at some of the players that we've got now compared to what we started with, and it's just sort of adding. That's why it's like the NFT. It's like adding utilities, isn't it? So I think that's Pang that was there right back doing that. I don't think he would have been there before to do that. I need to check what's actually.
For the record, we got the all clear from Adam about the language, so let's go.
What we need is I need to check to see who's actually playing now. If we've had a couple of changes.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So Eek's got a ankle injury, which is why Nu has replaced him at left back.
Let's see if we can get a little match audio in here as well. There we go. So how high do you think? I mean, Futera United, I don't want to jinx this, but are just crushing some of these teams. How high do you think Futera could play? You know, talking about the test and Roadmap 2.0 just a minute ago. Do you think we could compete against some of the top tier teams, or is it too early still?
I think that we can give anybody a game. Obviously, we're still a little naive tactically, and there's a couple of issues like that we need to solve. No penalty. See the referee there. But the premise of it is good, but it also has its hang-ups. My fear for it is that if we start playing these tier 1 and 2 teams and we start beating them, they're not going to want to play us. That's my fear.
Oh, yeah.
We start humiliating them, they're not going to want to play us, right? That's my only fear with it, is that it's almost like showing your hand too early. But it's not to say that I'm against it. It's the other way around, is they might go, do you know what, we'll just send out under 18s. But
I can see that.
It's a
but
good
that's
way.
Still good.
Yeah, and it also it expands other teams' knowledge of us in a good way. You know, it builds up our reputation within the game in Thailand.
And it's kind of like training on steroids in a way. Like we
Yeah,
just get that exposure. You know, you get better by playing better competition, I believe. And I just think that's going to be great all around.
Well, if you're Man United playing, I don't know, whoever it might be in Championship or somewhere lower, even lower than that, or let's say it's even Salford, who was the team that was started by ex-Man United players or bought over by ex-Man United players, they can still use that to scout your younger players. Is there anybody that's worth bringing into their under 23s or under 18s? So it's not a washout for other teams to play. It's just, if we are really that good. And right, so there's been a lot of talk. Sorry to keep changing almost topics.
You're fine. Keep it going. This is great. Absolutely great.
There's a lot of talk inside the actual league about whether we should be playing in this league. And I mean between us and as a club and between league officials, that if we keep beating every team in this league, you know, between 5 and 10 goals, by 5 or 10 goals or more, then they don't want to put us in the next league up, because technically we'll be scoring 5 goals more.
Sure.
So there's a possibility that if you play these League 1 and 2 teams, if you start beating them, you'll start skipping leagues as you get promoted.
It's a little cheat code. I like it.
Exactly.
And that's another thing too that I think is just brilliant about this club and what, you know, Futera is doing for Futera United is that, you know, things like the test, things like this recognition, just smashing these teams, it's getting exposure for these players.
Yeah.
So, you know, if they have these dreams and ambitions of wanting to move up, to play up, I mean, I selfishly want to hoard them all for us forever.
Of course. Tishan Hanley might not be with us for more than half a season.
Yeah.
Real talk. He might not be with us by the end of the season. He might already be signed off somewhere else. We don't technically have no ownership over these players at the moment. That's not the contract that we've entered into with them. Essentially, we're playing on a semi-pro amateur basis, depending on how you want to look at it. So, not that I know any of the payment structure, if there even is. I do know that a couple of our players are playing for other amateur teams when we're not playing. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Ultimately, they're all looking for a transfer, aren't they? As they should be.
Right.
Why would we want players that are happy to play in Justice League?
Yeah. And that's beautiful too. Like, it's one of my favorite sayings in Web3 is we all grow together. So this is building a community. This is building a club. This is building people's potential futures and careers, which is beautiful. Like, that's just so exciting.
Exactly. As much as they give us, we give them.
100%. It's just incredibly just symbiotic. It's beautiful.
We've got a very young team. I think Tishan might even be our oldest player. You know, Tishan is our oldest player, other than Coach
right,
Wood.
there you go.
But then again, that says something. If he is technically seen as, I don't know, I wouldn't say personally that he is our most gifted player. If he's seen as our best player because of his history and everything else, and he's in his 30s, that shows you how good he really was.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know Tishan's story?
I know he's a St. Kitts international, or was a bit, and then had some. He played in the U.S. for a bit, I think, and kind of bounced around. And he's trying to make a comeback post COVID, is my understanding.
He had a family tragedy. If you look up Tishan Hanley, you'll often see another Hanley, and that's his younger brother who died rather tragically.
No.
Tishan had to go back to St. Kitts and Nevis to sort out the family. He's the head of the family. So he basically ended his career to go and look after his family. That's I mean, sweet. Come on, what a guy. So
yeah,
he's processed that, and now he's come back to football, and he wants to get back into the St. Kitts team and into other professional football teams. If you look at some of the teams that he was playing for, it wasn't as if they were Man United's, but he was playing at professional level, and he was scoring goals against international teams. And I don't care who you are, if you're scoring at an international level, that's like an accolade that is, you know, there's plenty of people in the Premier League that haven't scored an international goal.
Yeah, 100% agree. 100% agree.
So yeah, a bit of tragedy there with Tishan Hanley,
so
and I don't want to seem callous about it, but you know, let's make the most of it. Is what I mean. He's come to us. He wants to play with us. He wants to play for us. So that, you know, let's show him some love, and we know he's going to show us some love because we're giving him an opportunity as much as anything.
Yeah. Oh,
that was
baby
bar, wasn't it?
Yeah, looked like that.
Post.
What a strike!
Jew. Number 10, Jew, our captain.
Oh, that was.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
That might have been the goal of the season if that went in.
It'll be, well, we're doing goal of the month. Goal of the month. Here we go.
Perfect. Again, Roadmap 2.0 coming in hot right here.
Oh, a lovely interception there by Pang. Play it back out to him.
Oh,
close. That's nice. Do you know one thing? In our trial match, we had a Colombian-Canadian guy, and he was doing an overlap on the right. And it's not something that John tends to do. He actually tends to underlap quite a lot. Maybe he's been watching a lot of Pep, Man City. But so it's nice to see an overlap on the right there. Tishan can handle those crosses. Do you know what I mean? We've got a big forward in there now. See some more headed goals would be nice.
Oh, I'd love that. I would love that. Appreciate all. We've got 12 plus just between YouTube and Twitch. The handful more on Twitter, I believe. So thank you all for tuning in this morning. Appreciate it. Bright, early, kind of impromptu stream, but this is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all for showing up.
Appreciate you all. Anything we can do for you, just ask. I know Shin wants me to get my B suit out.
Do it. We score 5 goals. Will you do it?
Yeah, of course I will. If we score 3 by the end of the first half, I'll come out in the second half in the B suit and nothing else.
You love it. You
what
love
a
it.
pump it down.
Adam said my stream, my rules. So let's go. I'm in.
All right, Coach Den. The boys have started off a bit slowly today due to the pitch's condition, which has an effect on the speed of the ball. However, the team is playing according to the tactics of high pressing, don't watch that, and focusing on getting as many shots on goal as possible.
Mad About says, if you trade a guy mid-game, does he have to leave the game? He does not, Mad About. That would not happen. So yeah, so weather. I mean, we can't really see on the stream, but they had some
Oh, it's
rain.
a domino effect.
Uh-oh.
It's all right,
Falling
it's all
down.
right. I caught it. I caught it. Stay. Stay. Good boy. Good boy. Sit, boo boo, sit.
Did you make that yourself?
Of course I did.
That's
You
beautiful.
can't buy these things, can you?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
You can't buy love, MJ.
You can't. You can't.
Yeah, that's it, mate. I thought we needed a little scoreboard or some sort. You know, a little giveaway, a little prize, little anything like that. We might need something to write a name down on. Beautiful. I did have plants written down on there for a long time because plants gave me the camera. Plants donated.
Oh, nice.
Stream. Big up plants.
Let's go, plants. Thank you.
All right, excuse me. I'm just getting a smoke.
Yeah, take your time. All good. Happy with the stream. It's coming through nicely right now.
We're looking good, mate. Looking good.
We're a little delayed on live. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna just fast forward. We're back. Still 0-0. Now just right before the 20th minute. Do you have any overall just thoughts on the match so far?
The team is struggling a little bit with the numbers coming forward because we don't have Fofana there. I have noticed that Fofana's been dropping back anyway to fill that space. So there is a little bit of an imbalance at the moment.
And that's Fofana on the ball right now, 22, correct?
Yep, and this is Gael Basana, 67 there, which is a legend. Bit strange. I don't know if he's come back for a second or... Gael is actually very proficient at playing centre mid and attacking midfielder. It's just his speed is better utilised down the wing. To be honest, if he's going to score, he's more likely to be running through the centre of the pitch like he did for the first goal in the last game. You know,
it's got to be absolutely terrifying for defenders.
Yeah, that's it. He just runs at defenders and he's better off if he's going through somewhere through the centre of the pitch or the channels on the other side. I like that they're not tentative balls that they're playing into each other. They trust each other. They're kicking the ball. They trust each other's first touch. You know, it's not like these slow passes.
And I think that's something that, like I was saying earlier, has definitely grown since we've started. We got Spooge saying spam finesse shot. We almost had one. Spooge, we almost had one.
Well, let's just hope Fofana doesn't shoot because let's just say he's best at tackling. Let's just say he's a better tackler than he is a passer or shooter of the ball.
Is that like yelling at Vincent Kompany, don't shoot?
Yeah.
He drills one from
that's basically
on the box.
That's Dew on the ball there. Our captain, centre midfielder. Very good passer of the ball.
Let's
go. On, Gal. Come on, Gal. Oh. You've got a big lad at centre back there, number 23.
Yeah.
Pick that ball. Referee, come on.
We seem to be in pretty good control.
That was a bit studs up. That one. You gotta love it.
God, I can't wait for my jersey to come.
I'm sure it won't be long, mate.
Oh, I'm excited. I am excited.
They are very nice. They are the thing with what they've got this slim fit where they sit on your guns right up there, right? So that this is the tightest bit of it, and that's the only bit which is like really slim. The rest of it is quite a nice fit. This is
good.
Air vents through the side here. This gold bit.
Oh,
this is actually an air vent all the way up the side there.
I like it.
It is super light. You can see it's actually purple and black. That sort of that shimmer there. That's actually this bit's a bit more like purple, as much as anything. But yeah, I mean the modern day shirts, they're not stitching the badges on anymore. So this is actually how they come. I mean, Man City, I'm sure you've seen they've got a kit that doesn't even have a badge on it.
Yeah.
Goes to kiss the badge and you couldn't find it. Where is it? But yeah, it shimmers in the light as well. I think that's my favourite thing about it.
Look at that. See it from a mile away.
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it. close the
Love
window. I
it.
can hear my neighbour coming with his exhaust. My neighbour, he's 21 and he's making the most of it. Got his car with his exhaust all mapped out.
Shin's a big fan of the hat.
Oh, of course. Bit of classic, mate. Bit of classic. Say this one. This one's even better. You can tell how old it is by the names that are on it.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that's a sick hat, man.
Yeah. Back in my rude boy days.
Oh, let's
I'm a
go.
country bumpkin now. I've been trying to get Discord up on my my laptop for about 10 minutes. It was meant to be the quick way. You know, one of them ones you're like, I know what the quick way is. I'd get the laptop out and do it on that 15 minutes later. Right, we're pushing a lot of numbers forward there. You can see there's 5 people in the pitch there. But then we've got nobody out on the left.
Are you concerned with that just not playing super wide there? Or do you think that was just kind of a one-off thing? Looks like we're spreading back out now.
I referee getting in the way. I suspect they've probably been given tactic instructions to play through the centre. If we're playing with that attacking midfielder in the attacking midfielder position, just in behind the forward, technically you're going to want the forward to give you knockdowns if you're chipping it into them, or you're actually going to want to play through that attacking midfielder, and then you're going to want to play 1-2s off of them. Oh, have they gone for the England's train? Is it the love train? Not quite. Not quite. That was, you see, that was going for Tishan there.
Yeah.
But Tishan was actually hiding behind one of our players, and then he ran around the front. England had a football tactic. Go for it. England had a football tactic where basically they line up one player behind the other, and it stops any of the opposition being able to get in between. And then you split and all go opposite directions, and it means that you can't actually mark your man at the corner.
I like it. What are your thoughts on the short corners?
Not a big fan. You have to have really good dribblers. You have to really trust your players. I mean, even for England playing them, it doesn't really work.
Yeah.
They'll give it to Jack Grealish, who's obviously an incredible dribbler of the ball, but you've got so much work to do. You may as well just make the most of the opposition, the position, and get the ball in the box. And another thing, if you're getting all your players to run up into the box, there's no point in faffing around. You may as well just get the ball in there and not waste time and energy.
Yeah, so many things can happen. You get a misbounce, deflection. You never know.
Yeah, and then you're on the counter.
Thank you, Red. Appreciate it. Run Red with some nice words.
You know we love Red.
Come on now, we can't have this. The ball's supposed to be on the other end. Uh-oh. What aspect of our team do you think is the strongest? Is it defense? Is it midfield? Is it forwards? Did we lose Blue? Blue might be frozen. I think we lost Blue. Or he's just really good at sitting still. Chat, let me know what you think. Do you think we can get a goal before half? We're currently 28 minutes in. Can we get a goal before half? And what do you think the final score will be? I believe for owners, there's a kind of guess the score competition going on. Curious to hear what you think. We're 28 minutes in, 0-0. My guess was 9-1. We got Shin coming in saying mids are our best, and he looks frozen. He was frozen. Hopefully he'll be back soon. Here he is. Here he is.
There we
We're
go.
back.
I'm
We're
not quite
back.
sure what happened there. I blame it on red.
No worries. We can blame it on Red. That's fine.
Just
All
blame it
Red's
on
fault.
red. Red makes a comment, crashes the stream. Of course he did. It's red. Expected no less of him. Mischievous, isn't he? Did I miss a goal? No, we're all good.
Nope. Still 0-0. So you cut off right before I could get hear an answer from you. But what do you think our strongest aspect of the team is? Is it defense, goalkeeping, defense, mid, forwards? Shin was saying he thought mids. I would probably agree with that. What are your thoughts?
100% agree. Keeper made it his own. Yeah, midfield in general. We've got a glut of positions at midfield and centre back, which was one of the things I was saying about the vote about having John at centre back doesn't seem to work, in my opinion, because we've got 2 right backs and should have done a bit better there. We've got 2 right backs, and I think I counted 5 to 7 centre backs. So it doesn't make any sense to me to make that change. Anyway, regardless of that, we've got a lot of people at centre back, but our main quality, I think, is probably going to be at centre midfield. You can't really say that if we've got Tishan, you can't really say, okay, forward, yeah, that's great, but he hasn't really had a chance yet.
Yeah, I agree. We got an announcement in Discord and just saw on screen that Fofana is being replaced by number 19, Tur.
Okay. Tur can play right wing or centre midfield. He's a decent little player who's basically just finding his feet. He hasn't really had too many opportunities up until recently.
That's exciting. Again, we talked earlier about giving players a chance, see what's going on. I hope Fofana's okay. And we're also making a swap, 16 ice and 23 bank.
So ice is coming on for bank, or the other way around?
I believe ice is on for bank. I'd have to check the starting lineup.
Okay, ice is very young. I think he's 18, 19. He still needs a lot of time, in my opinion, but how else is he meant to get time unless we play him? And you
100%.
might find out the same as we did with Fu, that you give him a couple of games and all of a sudden he scores 4 goals. So
yeah,
this is Pang.
Oh,
Lovely, lovely, lovely. He's loving it, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah, he is.
Pang is loving his time out there, and you've got to respect him for that. And
that feeling. You pull something off. Good move, pass, dribble, and then you kind of get going a little bit. You get that confidence, that little burst of confidence, and you just keep going. And I just felt like we just saw that live. Super, super exciting.
Well, there's players which, you get somebody who plays fantastically well, but then you get players that do stuff that make you cheer, and those are real fan favourites. It's not necessarily the player that is your week in, week out. It's a flair player that gives you what you want to see,
Yeah.
I think that's what Bobo is as well, but Bobo doesn't have enough running in his game. There was also a guy who's ended up actually going back to his home province during COVID and never came back because his home province is like way off the other side of Thailand.
Oh, wow.
What was his name? We called him Cisco.
I remember the name. Can't forget that name.
Yeah. Patcher Thong or something was his name, so we called him Cisco. So even I'm sure that if we was to put it to him, Gail would say he could pull off a trick because Gail will say he can pull off anything, which is kind of true to some extent. Once again, it's not his game. His game is to get his head down and run.
Yeah.
And then he'll check back onto his other foot. That kind of sort of thing. Gail in the short shorts.
I like it. Skies out, thighs out.
So I thought number 19 was saved, so it must be Ted that's come on today. It must be changing numbers.
I don't know if you have Discord up. I just dropped you a message over there as well.
I'm just going on there now.
All right, let's get one before half. I want one before half. Yeah, we got 3 people on Twitter right now. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, come on. Gale! Oh, Gale! Oh, that was so close.
That's the difference, though, isn't it? That's the difference.
Yeah, absolutely is. Absolutely is.
So Gale is one of those players where he's not super clinical. Like he's not. I don't know. You'd probably call it composure, but you know, he would be in a much higher league if every time he got an opportunity he scored, because he puts himself in the right places to get a lot of opportunities.
Yeah. See that? I like that take. Good take. Come on, find Tishan.
Poor corner. But we're better off doing corners to the front like that and potentially still having a chance of winning the ball back. If we hit them over the top, they just go into the ball and hit it. Oh, that should have been called there by the ref, to be honest. He got fouled there. Not in the box, but all right, we've got a dribbler. Top knot.
Come on.
Old top knot got fouled.
Top knot. Looks like we have an injury.
Yeah, I think he got caught by studs of somebody trying to tackle him there. So I was saying, I thought the ref should have brought it back.
All right, we got about 10 minutes until half. If anyone watching the stream, especially if you are a Futera holder, I'm going to throw a message in the manager's chat. If someone would like to come up, talk about the match so far, you're more than welcome to. Audio, video, both, either, doesn't matter, whatever you're comfortable with. But would love to have you on for a little halftime talk.
The more the merrier. Bring your Pitbull Terrier. Obviously, that's the problem with Pang. If he wants to play around too much, that's not the right position. You see the centre-back there is not in the right position either, because we've got John. Do you see how far over he's sitting?
Yeah.
We've got basically then Pang and a centre-back both on the right-hand side, and we've got our left-back up the pitch and our other centre-back covering 3 or 4 positions. So if the ball was to end up going to any of the other players at that point, we're absolutely screwed. So positionally, John isn't ready to play centre-back.
Oh, I don't hate that. I don't hate that. I like that.
No, they're giving him the opportunity. He's taking it. Tishan might not love him after the game.
Yeah, we just need to break that seal. We gotta crack one open, get one in.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Hey, low budge, how you doing?
Low budge crypto. Let's go. See our cameraman there. It's what you won't see at other clubs. You might see somebody with a mobile phone or such thing, but you won't see an actual camera team.
Yeah. And that's impressive too, and just shows the dedication that Futera is putting behind this. Going to the matches with the full stream setup, with camera, with commentary. I've got the volume down low, but yes, there's commentary on this. Like, they are doing everything they can to execute this to their absolute best of their ability. Like, this isn't no just kind of put together slap job. This is very, very well done.
So Panasonic actually came to visit us to test out some low light cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not like, you know, Dave and Tell, they got a couple of cameras and they're taking a couple of pictures. No, we've actually got Panasonic, the company, want to see what we're doing. Oh, do these cameras work for you? Do you want to test these ones? It's a professional setup here. We've got people talking to companies. It's not just us going to a shop and going, we'll have 3 of those, please. The guys are actually professionals, you know. It's not their first rodeo.
Absolutely. And also, yeah, big shout out. Thanks for the reminder to those in the US. Happy Father's Day.
Father's Day here too.
Oh, happy Father's Day everywhere.
Yeah.
Is it our Mother's Day is different?
Yeah. Don't know why. And I think ours is different to Europe too. Oh, he's having a little run there. Is that a centre back number 16? Or was that Tear?
I have to wait till September in Australia, says Spooge.
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd one. I mean, if you think about it, you know, well, most people are going to be getting presents around Christmas time, New Year's time. So it should be a little bit more equidistance. That didn't go in, did it?
Sir, it did, but I think he was off.
Yeah. I thought they'd already stopped playing. That's why I sort of like...
Yeah. Oh.
Sorry,
go ahead. Oh, yeah, spacing out from from Christmas time.
Mm. I think ours is more like springtime. I don't think that was as dirty as he made it look.
Run says third due this week. Father's Day should be good. Congrats, Run.
Jeez. Just producing, isn't he? One after the other. That's the kind of genes we need, though, these Paralympians. Oh, come on. We need some winning genes. That's what we need, these medalists. So when Red comes on, I take all this down because I don't like to play. Oh, come on, Tishan. You had more time then. Why is a goalkeeper letting their centre back take a kick? To be fair, he has got a decent kick on him. Our centre back pushed up there. That was a handball. Our centre back pushed up there and nearly got us caught out by getting in underneath the ball. We've not had too much luck out on the left wing today. Usually we'd have a bit more luck there.
Yeah, I agree. Trying to be closer to the camera, that's why. Oh, Red says happily sit up top and be the target man.
Mate, we'll sit you next to Tishan Hanley. I reckon you'll knock a couple in. Nice little knock on. Good tackle. I am worrying a little bit about the formation. And I think it's almost one of those where we need to reset. Like, it's all well and good to play a different formation, but I think the team's a bit lost at the moment.
Well, sounds like a great halftime topic.
I mean,
Curious to hear your thoughts on that.
Galbasana at the moment is almost at right back. The back four aren't actually holding a line. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the opposition players in our half at the moment, and I think 4 of ours, excluding the goalkeeper. Look at the distance between our centre backs there.
Yeah.
There's now Pang's run into centre midfield and left our right back completely empty.
Oh no.
And there comes the problem.
Yeah.
And now pass it over to our left wing.
Yeah, right.
He's going to go in for the tackle and miss it.
This has me concerned. This has me very concerned.
And if it wasn't for Gale, that would have been a problem.
Yeah. And again, that's Gale coming back, playing out. Now he's got to take some time to reset, get back in. He's already top of the pitch right now.
Here comes Tishan.
I just feel like he's gonna. Oh, okay, he's gonna wear out pretty quick.
Yeah, he will. Number 19 tear there just didn't do anything. I'm sorry, but that was abysmal.
Yeah, what? That's nothing. He just stopped running, put his hand up.
I think what we need is a little rundown. We'll work out who's actually on the pitch. So the opponent has shifted to a very defensive formation. I disagree, Den says. So we need to be extremely accurate in order to score the open the floodgates. Our players are in a rush. The first half, even though our boys are in control of the game, I believe after the half-time talk, our second half performance will be significantly different. I actually slightly disagree. I think they're trying to play a smart counter and are actually being fairly aggressive.
Interesting. Well, I mean, I feel like we saw some flashes of that as well. Wait for that awkward pass, takes a weird bounce, isn't quite on target, and try to make the most out of it. Thankfully, I don't feel that they've had the support to come with them on the counter yet. But yeah, hoping second half we get a little more out of it.
So I think one of the issues at the moment is that these two, Tishan and Gale, are having to come back and do work because the rest of the team isn't doing what it should be doing. I think
so. You talked about formations, changing things up. Things are a little lopsided, a little mishmash. What's the simplest thing that can be done to fix this? What should be done to fix this? You talked about it a little earlier, but let's we got some halftime time off right now. Let's I want to dive into that a little more. And if anyone from Discord in the manager's office channel wants to come up on stream, you are more than welcome to. I dropped the link in that channel. Just pop in, audio, video, no pressure either way. But would love to hear your thoughts on the match so far.
So for me, we've probably playing ice on the left wing at the moment. And although that makes us a bit weaker, I'm fine with that. That's not really the issue. It's centre mids and going back. So without Fofana on, we need to be a bit more careful. And I also think that if we've got, how much impact did Fu actually make today so far? And when I look at Tishan, does he not look like he plays like a little bit like Harry Kane, where he likes to drop back a bit, come forward? He's not going to
Sure.
sit up there unless you tell him to.
Yeah.
Just getting my Discord up and running on this.
Yeah, no worries at all. You mentioned earlier too the lack of play down the left wing. Do you think that that's something that we're going to see change in the second half? And if so, is that a personnel change? Is that a tactic change? Is that strategy? What does that look like?
I think it looks like bringing Bank back on. I think that because of the way the subs work on this, I think we're allowed to bring people back on. I would have thought that because Banks had an injury recently, that what they're trying to do is save him.
Mm-hmm.
Let's think about this for a second. Who are we missing? So we're missing the likes of a centre back, and we're missing Fofana at the moment. Have we got Save on the bench, who is the young defensive centre midfielder? If I was trying to just quash this and just go, okay, let's scrap and start again, I would put a centre back on. Or I think I'd take Nu off, who's playing left back, for a centre back. I would push Pang over onto the left side, and I put John in his usual right back position. So John at right back, Pang at left back, and then add 2 centre backs. That would be my first thing, and then that would basically set up everything else, because regardless of who we've got playing centre mid 3, we can move them about and shuffle them about. But I saw something from Ter there that really bugged me, and I saw something from one of the centre backs that really bugged me, and it's fundamentals. And this is one of those things that always sits at the back of my head. One of those centre backs just keeps running forward to try and head the ball and keeps missing it. Like you were saying about how he's they're basically pumping balls up, and they might get an awkward one that bounces right for them. Right,
Yeah.
that centre back is the problem there, and that's why that needs to be fixed. Ter, he doesn't know how to tackle. What does Ter actually know how to do? We haven't seen him enough to really be able to put a finger on like he's good at this. And when I just saw him tackle, he ran up, stuck his leg out, missed the ball, and just stood there and sort of looked around and went, all right, I'm in centre midfield, so I'll just stand here now. It's like fundamentals. Like, why? What are you doing? Like, you missed the ball, get back and do your thing. So I don't know, man. Sometimes I'm trying to stop myself because I feel like I'm being too harsh.
No. This is good. All for it. All for it. And I think it's important, and I think it brings perspective. Some people watching may not be super big into soccer, football, and kind of understand. So I mean, just you taking the time to go into that and to explain it, I think is huge and is really important. Help people understand, get more involved. I really like what you said about rearranging the defense. And just that idea of then kind of once that's aligned, one a little more protected, we can build out of that a little more. Maybe our shape will be a little more firm and set up properly. I think that's a fairly simple kind of change adjustment that could be made, and I think it's going to have a huge impact. So I love that. I love that perspective.
So you support Man City, don't you?
Yes.
Right. So as a team that's at the top of the league, ultimately, or as a team that scores a lot of goals, the other team are going to sit back and try and counter you with speed and whatnot. And you're going to always be playing high centre backs, and your fullbacks are always going to be pushing on, whether it be into the centre or out wide, right?
Yeah.
You need those 4 players and or a Fernandinho player who sits as a 3 centre back, and then you one in front protecting, which is what Fofana does for us. They need to be really good at their game, and I think we need to stick with. You can't keep chopping and changing it like Man City found. You can't keep chopping and changing it. You have to have those fantastic players that know how to play that, and you keep them there and you keep them in the game, sort of thing. This chopping and changing centre back thing's not helping us at all.
I I agree. So then, like, coming for voting next match, do you think we go for consistency, assuming
This
there are
is
no
what
knocks, injuries?
no, I mean. That's what I was going for anyway. I voted for Owen, who would have been a consistent centre back. This is the beauty of democracy, right?
Yeah,
I can be the
yeah.
loudest voice in there. I can shout and go, "Ah, this is right. You're wrong." It doesn't matter. It's what you decide to vote. That's what matters. So you might even not like me. You might think, do you know what? I'm so annoyed with what Blue Cut keeps coming out with. I'm going to do the absolute opposite until he just shuts up and forgets about it. It's
Uh,
democracy, right? If you don't like Boris Johnson, you might vote for whoever just to get him out, or vice versa, right?
yeah.
The beauty of
Have your
it.
say in the way we play. That's their motto.
Yes, exactly. All right, I finally got the laptop up and running. He
Let's
says as it
go.
crashes. Don't crash on me.
Just double
Oh,
checking.
oh,
Yeah, and those of you, just a reminder, this dropped in Discord as well. For those of you that are NFT holders, you can go in and claim your POAP now.
yep, it's
So
poet time.
definitely give that. I love, like POAPs are fun and all that, but the ones from Futera, I like so much more because it's like, hey, I watched an actual match, and like you can feel like you were there between the stream, between the POAP, um, from Futera United, like from this project. It's not just like, oh, I was in this Twitter Spaces, here's a POAP, or I showed up into Centraland, here's a POAP. No, this is, hey, I'm watching the stream. I'm as here as I can be for an actual live event. I just think it's really cool. I love that they have Bangkok, Thailand on there and the date. Like it's to me, it's the best use of a POAP.
It's a lovely little badge, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It is an absolute. And I noticed they've been changing the colours of it as well to match whether we're doing home games, away games, that kind of thing.
Shin says, no control in the middle. Seems like we're not using the wings enough. And I feel like that kind of aligns with what we were saying about the left. And yeah, the middle has been kind of a look at that. Look at that.
That's today's POAP.
Whoo! Whoo! You love to see it.
Some people have got a proper collection of them as well. I noticed I'm missing one or two, partly because I've been doing sort of like the stream or whatever's been going on, but there's also one I'm just missing.
Yeah, I have yet, unfortunately, to get a pink one. I want a pink one. I want a pink jersey.
Yeah, pink jerseys aren't out yet, unfortunately.
Oh, I can't wait.
But yeah, go and get your POAPs, people. Make sure you get it now. You have to get it in game because if you don't, then it's only available for. That's the whole point of it, is to show that you were there at that time, in between that time period. So if you don't get it in game, it becomes invalid.
I love that. I love that. I think that's good. And again, it incentivizes people to watch.
Yeah, I'm just going to get mine now because otherwise, as I say, it'll get to the end of the match and I'll be like, oh no.
Blue, not a fan of the pink. Shin says pink are the best. Second half just kicking off.
Lawrence is the pink hater. All right, POAP me, baby. There we go. Your POAP is being added to your collection.
Blue, I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab another beveragino.
Crack on, mate. Crack on. Right, let's see now. A few people warming up there down the left. That's Poom number 8, Gal number 21. Come on, centre of the pitch. Come back to me.
Uh-oh. Is your stream paused as well?
Well, I'm actually a fair way behind, if I'm honest, on my stream.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
Oh no, I think it's come back. Let's have a look.
Come on.
No, I think mine's going to pause at the same place.
No worries, Red. We'll get you on next time. No worries at all. Halftime substitution, Phil and Art. 11 and 7. All right, we're just gonna take a minute here. We're gonna. Oh, looks like we are back. We are back live. 47 minutes in. 48 minutes in.
I think number 11 has come on.
Gale is back on the left wing, and Jew is up playing in the cam position. Center attacking mid for those.
Lovely ball, lovely ball. Go on, Tishan. Go on, Tishan. Yes. Yes, come on. Come on, Tish. Come on. Oh, he's given a good opportunity. Oh, fuck off. Excuse my language. Excuse my language.
Language is allowed. Language is allowed.
I know, but still, frustrations. That was more of a PHW anyway. He was doing South London. PHW, UCK.
It's a soft F sound.
Just get the ball back to him there. Our pitch is wide, so we should try and stretch them.
Spacing, at least in that last little bit of build-up, seemed a lot better than what we saw in the first half.
Yeah, they're not tripping over each other.
Oh, we'll drop in the audio again.
Nice, Gal, nice. Come on, Joe. Lucky. He's going to shoot, by the way.
I'd like to see that play on a bit. I think that ref blew a little quick.
Yeah, he did. He's going to shoot. I guarantee you he's going to shoot.
He's like, yeah, I'm going to take this.
Yeah,
like, are you sure you're like, yeah, I'm going to take this.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, don't touch it. Now I've got to reset it.
I'm going to leave my foot here. I'm not going to let you take this.
So I will kick you. If you get annoyed, I'll kick you and the ball. Straight into the wall.
Yeah, that's a little sad.
Nice. Pinch that ball.
Let's go. Oh, it looks like he fell down.
I think that's going to be Fu. When he said Phil, he means Fu, F-E-W. And he's incredibly inconsistent. He's had 2 games which have had me almost at the point of having him drop from the team. And he's had a game which was absolutely fantastic. Go on, Gal. Go on, Gal. Go on, Gal. Be a pest. That's it. Go on, Joe. Nice pressing. See, we got the ball from that press.
Yeah.
And then we get that. Okay. Nice.
Come on, Gale.
Joe with a passing.
Oh,
not now.
Oh,
Gale.
Yeah. I like the idea.
Do you know what? That's why it's Mark's fault.
It is all Mark's fault. I blame Mark as well.
You had to jinx him. Why'd you have to jinx him, Mark? What's the matter with you? So they're obviously going for long kicks, which is something that we need to be aware of.
Yeah, this is. Oh no! Where's our? Oh no!
See that's all of our own making.
Oh, I thought that went in.
I thought it went in as well, mate. I thought that was in. I thought that was in. My comment of Alvaro making that was with me thinking it was in the goal that time until film walked behind.
And they had another player coming right down the middle too, completely more or less unmarked. We were trailing back to catch up with them. I'm worried about this counter. Oh, let's go.
I would say that at the moment, we're not gaining anything necessarily from this formation. I think that if we was to use the previous formation, and by the way, I was the person or one of the people that suggested this formation, although I actually voted against it, funnily enough, but I'll tell you why in a second. We're just not doing right. So the reason I voted against it is because I thought that it could be a bit too soon to play that, and at the moment we're winning so much that we don't really need to rock the boat. The other reason being that technically, if you're playing with the one defensive midfielder of Fofana and two centre midfielders in front, you can still tell one of those centre midfielders to rush on.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily lose in that respect. What's happening is that our centre mids aren't protecting our centre backs at all. And we're even playing our right-footed centre back at left centre back. John's actually playing left centre back, not right centre back.
Now, in your opinion, is that going to make, I mean, for those that maybe aren't as familiar with soccer, is that going to make a huge difference for a player?
Yes.
That can create a bit of awkwardness.
Yeah, I mean, you see how it's frozen now. You see where he's facing. He's obviously got a pass with his right foot. If he was to try and pass with his left, then he's going to have to pass it back to film. As where if he was left-footed, he wouldn't even be in that body position. He'd be the other way around.
Sure.
It's the same as if you've got a right-footed left-back. They always have to check back onto their right foot to cross. In this example, it's more what foot are they actually tackling with. So he's meant to tackle with his right foot. And if he comes in from the other side with his left foot, then he's going to be tackling with the wrong foot. So if he is in this position and this is the winger coming in on him, and then he's going to be tackling with his left foot, which means that he'll be coming at a wrong angle for him and he can end up making a foul. Mm-hmm. If think about sliding. If you were doing a sliding tackle, you wouldn't slide with your wrong foot.
Right.
Because, you're not quite sure.
Awkward. I'd break something.
Yeah. You might dig your cleats into the ground and end up going head over heels, sort of thing, you know?
There goes my ACL.
Yeah. So there is a bit of an issue with that, having defenders in that position. But it's also, if it works, it works. I'm just not so sure it works. I think you've gone quite far back there. There you go.
There we go. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, come on. Now, if this game ends in a draw or loss, did the stream jinx it? Chat, let me know. Blue, what do you think?
I don't think stream's got anything to do with
it. Not one for superstitions.
Not in this instance. Wait till there's an actual person we can blame, not an inanimate object.
Right now it's Mark, I think.
Yeah, right now it's Mark. Right now. So once again, they're going to go for the long kick. Let's see if we've actually learned from our mistakes. Sort of.
Yeah.
Go on, Gale.
Come on, stream. We're coming back. No, but I do blame Blue for not wearing the beekeeping suit. Says Shin.
Fair play. Yeah, it's a bit of a difficult one to assess this at the moment. I think that if we didn't have those defensive vulnerabilities, we'd have a lot more of the ball. And I know that sounds weird, but it's just that it's almost like a level of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
If we had, I can't remember if Method Man Poom is injured for this match, but if you had somebody like that as a bit more of a commanding centre back, they wouldn't even be trying those long balls. And every time they did, it'd just get knocked down to one of our centre midfielders. I think that was actually us for a long kick I was talking about before now, looking at it.
Yeah.
Might have got the side switched up. So you see that's John with his right foot. So he's able
Yeah.
to put that nice ball out to the right-hand side because it's a lot easier for him.
Sure.
Then Pan goes and loses it immediately. I don't know why, but I think Pan works a lot better down the left-hand side. I think Pang is actually right-footed, by the way, but for some reason, just works a lot better down the left-hand side.
Interesting. Easy change of possession there.
Yeah, we'll take that. I'm going to have to find out who number 27 is. This bugging me. Fuck you.
You all right there?
Yeah, no, it's all right. That's where it's meant to fall.
Oh, that was the Futera board, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. That's where it's meant to fall, mate. It's meant to happen. Don't worry about it. It's purpose built. It's a quick release system. It's you know, I was just trying to hide my 8-0 score.
For those of you tuning in on Twitter, watching this from my tweet, this is, yes, a live soccer game, but also managed through NFT owners. So this isn't just a random soccer game. This is still NFT-based, managed club. Pretty cool stuff.
If we wanted to, we could actually, me and them right now, could actually go on there and say, "Can you change this?" And they would change it for us. But we're being polite and we're not perhaps watching enough to warrant that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So 27 is to it. So we've got, yeah. Do you know what? I think we could solve a lot of problems just by changing Pang over to the left, John over to the right, taking New off. I don't know who we've got on the bench.
Adam's asking for changes in the manager's office. Now might be your time to shine.
Let's ask. Yeah, I'm going to ask.
Oh.
So I've asked, what other CBs do we have on the bench? CBs meaning centre backs.
Gail tracking back again, helping out. I feel like this is a replay of the first half. Oh, it is the first half. What the heck? Stream bounced on me.
It isn't.
Now we're back live. Sorry about that, chat.
Why does your time say 178 minutes?
I have no idea. Is that what yours says too?
No, it's a 60.
Titian and Gale off. Interesting. What are your thoughts on that, Blue?
Suicide?
I don't love it. I'm a little nervous. So Titian came off for boss. You think it's with the rolling subs, you think they might just come on more towards the end of the match right now? Give them a few minutes, get their legs back.
Yeah. Did
Gale
you see
off
Fu
for
on the other side there? Did you see Fu on the other side there leaving the ball?
No, I just missed it. I was checking the updates on Discord. What happened?
Oh, he's a donut. He's a donut. He's the biggest player on the pitch, Fu, and he just I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm a hater.
Yeah, you're allowed to have your opinion.
Let me get some more of my haterade here. Nice. We've
so
got
many
Oat
long
on
shots
for
this
Gale.
match.
So here's something that I'd like a topic that I'd like to bring up.
Yeah.
So we're at a point where, in some respects, somebody's athletic ability can overshadow other stuff in this league. However, we're trying to train up a centre back as a left winger, right winger. Oat.
Mm-hmm.
So Oat was originally came to us as a centre back, and because he's quite fast, just keep bringing him on the wings.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect them for doing that. They're obviously working with him on a daily basis. For me, if I was trying to manage, I would think, right, I've got a fast centre back. That means that I can prevent counter attacks.
Right. Unless there's an overarching, or glaring issue with marking, tackling, something that's more suited towards that center back role.
Unless he's not a centre back for some reason, is what you're saying exactly.
Yeah. But I feel like if you're at this level, you've played for a minute, you would be a little more set in your position. Like, I feel like those big instances of like, yeah, you're not a center back probably would have shown themselves by now.
So some of the difficulty is, was his position always centre back, etc., etc. Did he tell us that at the beginning? Was that truthful? Was that somebody else's?
Sure.
Where did that come from?
Yeah. We got an update from Coach Den, 60th minute. The tactic has been altered to create more opportunities from the sides and play a more direct approach in the middle. We are going all-out attack to get the first goal, just waiting for the ball to hit the back of the net any time now. And looks like we have M and Owen available as center backs. Is Owen the one you'd want to see there?
Actually, it'd be M, because M's a communicator.
I think that's very well said and really important. Like, just for spacing, for marking, for, just that vision, kind of a general back there,
So this is where we have to be quite careful, though, because we can say to Coach Arato here, who's literally just asked me personally, he said, right, okay, you've asked what centre-backs are on what centre-backs are on the bench. These are the two that's there. We can ask now for them to change centre-backs, handball, but then that's on us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
so you have to be
100%.
very careful about what you're suggesting and whether you actually really mean it.
Right.
And I know some other people have spoken before about will it ever actually work if we're able to say to the coaches, I want this changed or I want that changed. But it's more down to how seriously we take it.
100%.
And I think as well, if you keep saying stuff and it either is ridiculous or it goes wrong, your level is going to diminish slightly, but they're not going to listen to you quite so much, are they?
Right. And so to that point, do you think it's worth having like an official tier or level system?
I have spoken with the other referees before about the possibility of perhaps having a room that is access only to a couple of specialized people that are able to basically gauge what the room want and then take what the room want, put it in that particular Discord room, which the coaches can then interact with those specific people. So let's
Mhm.
say that it was only the OGs, for instance, that were able to actually go in there and say, the people have asked for this.
Yeah.
And it just means that the coaches don't have to keep up with the chat or whatever it might be. But it could also be down to consensus of opinion. So just once again, if I'm the loudest person in the room and nobody else agrees with me, then what I'm saying shouldn't go through. It should be a
I
consensus of
agree.
opinion between everybody else. If I
100%.
say something and everybody else goes, that's ridiculous, then there's just because I'm the loudest voice, it doesn't mean it should go through. Do you know what I mean? So there has to
Yep.
be a level of democracy, a level of sort of making sure that it is what the majority of people want.
I agree. And that's what this is all about. It's not just whoever screams the loudest.
So
Yeah, it looks like
Arato has just said M is coming on soon, and they might be listening to what we're saying. They might not. So, but there is we could be at some point, if we wanted to prove a point to the audience, we could do. I'm not saying that we ever should. That's not the way you should go about it. But you could say, right, this person's playing so badly. Let's prove to the audience that we are really controlling this. Let's take this player off.
yeah.
They would listen to us. That's how this sort of works, you know. But you have to be sort of say you have to be really careful about it. It makes me nervous.
Red
It's
says we should vet ideas for changes, then get community to vote within 5 minutes.
I
I like
agree
that.
with Red there. I do. The only thing is, I actually thought about this before, and I think it should be less than 5 minutes. So I have thought about this and how long it would take to get an actual snapshot vote together, like during game.
Hmm.
It'd take far too long. By the time you've done it, they've
Right.
scored or what you've missed your opportunity. I do think that there should be something though, and I have been looking at different sort of ways and means of doing it, and it could be as simple as once again having a room in Discord which is only accessed by the OGs. They put up whatever it is, and we put emojis underneath.
Sure.
The one that gets the most emojis is the one that goes through. It could even just be yes, no.
Right. Yeah, react vote.
Yeah. And it's just a matter of how do we, it's something that we'll have to talk about and have sort of just once again, a community consensus on how long we think that should be.
I like that a lot. I think some sort of form of that would be really, really nice.
I actually think it should be more like 45
Oh,
seconds. People are either in Discord and watching it or they're not. And
sure.
we don't need everybody's vote. We just need enough to make it worthwhile. I'm just thinking sort of how far behind we might be.
Oh,
Good
nice.
save, good save. Film is a good shot stopper, and that's why it's called film. Old Hollywood.
I love it. Love it.
So, what are your thoughts, MJ? What's annoying you?
Um, I feel like every time we've made it into their box, it's been on a wing and the ball just gets rocketed up into the air. Um, and then the fact that we're going to reinforce this with more wing play, I don't necessarily love. Like, let's see what's. Oh, that wasn't half bad. That was good.
That was a decent cross.
That was it.
Shoots. Ooh.
As soon as I say it, they go and do that.
Look at their defensive structure, though. They're quite narrow.
Yeah.
That was nice. I've got to give it to Boss there. That was nice. They've got a player down. It looks like he got shot by a sniper.
Yeah, right. Are the arms out and everything too? Oof.
Yeah.
My biggest concern is what you were talking about earlier was just the defense and getting caught up in a counter. At
I
this
know I'm
point,
nervous because I'm doing this. I'm like there like
that. I'm more concerned about giving up a goal than scoring one right now, and I didn't take that for what that is.
I think we've got more opportunities to score. It's not like we haven't got these opportunities, but yeah, I'm a little worried that we push too hard.
I want Gale and Tishan on. Oh, hope he's all right.
So it's 71st minute.
Thank you for doing the conversion of 189 minutes down to 71. Appreciate that.
And yeah, we need to get Gale and Tishan on it back on in the next 15 minutes, really, or next 5 to 10 minutes, really. Not 15, next 5 to 10. So I've noticed that they are playing really narrow when they're without the ball. So we need to make the most of that.
So do you think that's why the strategy came in of playing down the wings more? Or trying to play down the wings more?
I mean, look at them now. Look at where they're just naturally standing. I mean, I think that guy's running off the pitch. I don't think he's actually going to a position.
I think in a way that's kind of smart, though. Like if we haven't been delivering well from the wings outside of that last build up, maybe one or two others before that, they're not necessarily, if anything, they'd open up the middle more by stretching out. No.
Yeah. I think what we're missing there, though, is that if there's space on the wings, you can run from the wings inside. And if somebody tackles you, if you can get yourself into the box and somebody tackles you and you go down, you get a penalty. That's just as good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think let's wait and see who this is out here. Referee, come on. That's tear. So what we got here as well is a similar thing that happened against Dome, which is the game we lost on penalties. We've got a lot of our second string out there, and we're basically left with a second string team. What they're not doing quite so well is mixing and matching. So they're not having a couple of the second string in with the first string. That's what you call it in America, isn't it? Strings?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to adapt my terminology.
What do you call it?
Well, we just call them subs. Shitters.
Oh yeah, we call them subs.
No,
that works.
B team. They'd be B team. No, but you know what I mean. It's just one of the good things about having Tishan Hanley in now is we've got somebody that's a little bit of an older head, somebody that's got a bit of more skill, has been there, done that. When we've got the likes of Fu, Tear, Ice, and these other people on there, they're not really able to do the business.
Sure.
This is Gao Emmanuel from the Ivory Coast.
Nice.
Little guy with a lot of energy. He's actually a really good finisher of the ball as well. He'll put he's got, I think he's got 3 or 4 goals. This is including in friendly games, and all of them have been from different positions. He's chipped the goalkeeper, he's slid one in, he's put one round the side of the goalkeeper. He really is an adept finisher. but he's just not really a forward. I see him as an attacking midfielder.
Sure.
Their press is absolutely tripe.
Oh. I feel we're on the edge of it. Something's gonna
Why
give
are you
eventually,
doing your
one side or
shoelace
the
up
other.
there? Oh my God. Do you know how many press ups I'd make him do during training?
Yeah, right.
He would be getting beasted. Oh my God, you do not do your shoelace up then. Oh, God, some of these lads.
Whew.
That's laps, mate. That's like laps off the pitch.
Oh, this is not good. But again, he's got no help, thankfully. Absolutely no help. If that went in, I would have. We got Red in chat. I know I have a different point of view, but I'm really liking how the opposition is adapting to our style. It shows how we need to have a different strategy to counteract how the teams that have counterattacked us successfully.
Yeah, exactly. You can't be. Yeah, exactly. Our formation is gone. It's they don't really know. I think always formations are going to be a difficult one on this because that part of the intelligence, like game intelligence, is something you shouldn't expect them to have at this level. Otherwise, they would be at a higher level. It's like we always say about the best players, that they're smart all the way to the end.
Yeah.
I think when we got like our first team on, they're the same players that say to play the same positions.
Mm-hmm.
And even if we was to revert back to that now, the team would play a lot better than it is because they're kind of all running at the ball. You've got a lot of people just running after the ball.
A little ball chasing action.
Well, even our team is kind of compressing inwards without needing to. Once again, if we sort of bring up Man City,
of course, bring them up anytime.
Because of the way that they play, the way that they have to play because of the teams playing against them, they play quite slowly. You won't.
Yeah.
It's sort of slow, quick, slow. If you know what I mean, it's almost like a bit of a dance
100%.
like that. At the moment, we're just like,
yeah. No, I agree. And there's a lot of precision in that, and it's more. I think it's a lot more, to your point, a lot more mental than a lot more physical. It's the positioning, it's the playoff, it's find the little crack.
See number 11 walking out of the picture there.
Yeah,
that's our winger. It's sort of it should be sort of like, have you heard of a vertical tiki-taka?
Yeah, oh yeah,
So instead of a tiki-taka, which is just what Barcelona tap it about, vertical tiki-taka is moving it through the centre much quicker. Regardless of what style you want to use, basically you're taking your centre-backs, you're moving left and right. It's almost like weaving in and out of the opposition using that tiki-taka style.
Sure.
And we're a little bit direct at the moment.
I would definitely agree with that.
So where's his backup there?
Channels. I think that's a really good way of putting it, Red.
Yeah,
they play tight well, never really spread to create channels. And I think, when we, and to your point as well, when the ball's been played back, okay, maybe because it's just to alleviate some of that press to our center backs. The center back, I feel, is looking to play it up immediately. Yeah. And a lot of times we're too compressed, too far off to a side. I would love to see slow that down, reshape, take the easy pass, build it up, and go from there. And I think that would do us just a world of good to execute in that way.
Let's see how we sit here at the moment. So Gal's playing sort of like an attacking midfield role there.
We got an update from Coach Den, 80th minute. One too many missed opportunities in the final third today, but it's not over until it's over. We're pushing more attackers up in the final last 10 minutes to try and take all 3 points.
Interesting.
Goalkeeper.
Interesting.
I don't. What? Huh.
There's not really anything that we can fix from where we are right now, I don't think.
Sure.
We can tell the coaches to scream this, that, and the other, but I don't think that that's really going to help much.
Yeah. I get there's something to be said for, pace of play, a quick buildup, but I feel like just a few seconds ago it was 6, just with that turnover on that pass. Take the extra quarter second. Don't try and thread it as much.
Well, some of these players aren't good enough to. That's the problem now. It is time to execute.
Yeah, there's something to be said for like a balance of not playing too fast and not playing too slow.
There's something to be said of I kind of don't want the coaches to hear what we're saying.
But okay, I mean to the point though. I mean, we're allowed to have an opinion.
Yeah, I know. There's there's an element of this where, like, you remember earlier I said there's certain people that thought that this will never work because there's too many people sticking their nose in, if you like.
Yeah.
We have to trust Den, Arato, and the rest of the team to be able to do their job.
100%.
So sometimes when it's like this and it is quite frantic and it's not going to help them always to have us in their ear.
And I think it's one thing I feel like we have 2 voices. We can use the voice that we have on stream, third party, Twitter, what have you, not indirectly necessarily impacting things. And then we can have our more managerial voice of trying to make a recommendation, suggestion. And I think that the stream voice, let's go at it, doesn't mean anything needs to happen or should happen or could happen without the proper process in place.
Mate, I can't let the South East London out. You'll never let me back on. Keep it firmly locked away.
But like, you gotta have a bit of it.
No, you have to. Yeah, no, I completely agree.
And there's passion. We care. Oh yeah, but, I felt all of them have been. Every single match I've watched, and I know, like, complain about the ref, but not letting play on when possession was held, calls versus no calls. I feel that the quality of refereeing is not great.
I do think that our free kicks and our corners have been a lot better this match.
That's a really good point.
I know they haven't necessarily all worked, and there's been a couple that have been here, there, but they've definitely worked in them, and I give them big props for that.
You've seen glimpses of it.
Even like you were saying about going near post to the corners and that kind of thing more often. They weren't doing that before, and that's something that we were complained about a little bit. So you would pick up the second ball. Something happened there, but you go near post, you might not get the first one, but you pick up the second ball a lot easier.
Yeah. Is that another injury? Is that a player down there I'm seeing?
There's a player down there, yeah. It's Rosario. That's who their kit reminds me of. The Argentinian team, Rosario.
I'm not familiar. It's a cool looking kit.
Rosario's away kit is that? I'm not too sure. I have to look it up.
I was
It
gonna
is
wear
actually
my.
is a decent kit.
I've got a. I can't even bring it out on stream because it'll just disappear. But it's a Chelsea Sean Wright Phillips highlighter yellow from a few years ago, and I was gonna wear it, but it just completely disappears from my green screen behind me.
Yeah, I know the one you mean. Now, is he going to foul the player and stick his studs into his nads, or does he win the ball?
This is a great time to freeze. Vote.
He won the ball.
Oh, looks like he's going to get it.
I think it's very easy for me to. People often think I'm being negative, but I'm actually more like tick boxing in my head. So I'm sort of ticking off, right, how are we doing here? How are we doing there? What are we doing there? And then if it's a cross, then I'm like, oh, we need to change this or we need to do that. But there's a lot of things that have been positive here. There's a lot more things that are standardized with the team, and we look a lot more solid even in our frantic times. Does that make sense?
100%.
How many saves has the goalkeeper had to make?
Yeah, not many.
And when he did, when he did, it was a damn good save. We've hit the post. We've made the goalkeeper save the ball on several occasions. He's also had to come out and deal with some corners. We've troubled them. Now, what I actually want to do is put 2 up front. That's what I'm going to ask for.
I like it. SCM says we need some 210th minute magic. And I like, just in that last bit of play there, keeping the ball low, like cause some chaos in that middle. Playing in the box.
So it's the 86th minute. I want him to chuck a few up there. Because he's the tallest team in the player at 185 centimetres. Don't ask me how I know that.
I was going to ask you what that is in feet and inches.
Six foot. Just over 6 foot. But it also shows you the general sort of height.
Yeah.
So if our tallest player is 6 foot, you think in your average MLS side, your average defender is probably 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah.
And that's our winger. That's our tallest player.
Whew. Come on.
Right, so we've got a couple of agrees there, so who knows, it might go through. And I like that there's a little bit of democracy about it. I don't know if anybody else could add in a better idea for who we can put on the left or right wing to replace him. I don't know who we've actually got on the bench. That's something that I think I'd like to change in the future as well, is have like a room where basically we can see, I don't know, what was that, a pen? Was that a foul? I don't know what.
I think it looked like you might have slipped a bit.
Emmanuel. A room where we can see all the players that we've got on that day, so we know who we're asking for. Because at the moment we'd have to sort of basically ask who's there.
Yeah.
it might also be who's allowed to come back on, depending on the rules.
Sure. Yeah, the rolling subs are interesting too. And for those of you, again, first-time watchers, subs just keep on coming.
And then there's some rule where it's like when it gets to the 80th minute or something, you can only make a certain type of sub. I can't remember.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
So the coach just got Arato will let coach then know.
A yellow card. Thank you.
Finally, ref.
Cow just got destroyed.
I didn't see it.
Wrecked.
He's a tough lad.
Oh, come on, stream. Now's not the time to cut out.
Mine's cut out as well, so.
Red says all ball.
When I check back over onto the other one, it cut out. So look. Oh, I get to see the tackle. Oh, I don't know. Cal was going down already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was starting to go down already. Oh,
that looks really good.
It was in a dangerous position. That's where you need one of our players to get in there. I did like that Red was saying maybe we should get John up there, but
that's
it. That's the end of the match.
We are done.
Well, we didn't lose.
It's a point at the end of the day. Always things to improve on. Some things, to your point, done well.
We ended with 4 up front.
Wow. Just, I mean, after, the multi-goal matches, I've got a little bit of sadness, a little bit of disappointment, but this is going to happen. Can't do it all the time.
What I want to know, though, mate, is what happened to injury time?
2 minutes. That's all I said.
2 minutes?
2 minutes. I don't know. My stream said 159, whatever, 210 minutes.
2 gazillion. Yeah, there's some positives and negatives to take away from that.
Red says ultimately shows we need versatility.
It does. It still sort of like harks back to the game against Dome, where once we'd taken off we got probably like 3 or 4 injuries. Once we'd taken them off, we were screwed. Once we only had sort of the sub people came off the bench. So
thank you, SEM, appreciate it.
It's something to look at.
We've got Red saying that also become complacent. Do you feel that you've seen that today?
I think we've become complacent more than maybe some of the team have. I think some of the team just don't necessarily even think. I think they just run. I think that's half the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe I would have liked to see more from Tishan today.
Yeah, same.
It's difficult to know whether the change. I meant to ask him in chat the other day whether he would actually like to play with somebody behind him or whether he'd prefer not to.
That's a good question. Very good question.
And I think maybe we're best off just reverting back to our previous formation.
Shin says, definitely a little gutted by the results, but we move. It was also not the perfect pitch condition today. Not giving excuses, though. Yeah, it's I'm a little sad, but that's all right. That's soccer. That's football.
It's very easy to talk about things like it's Football Manager, but at the end of the day, it's real life, isn't it?
Absolutely, which is very, very different. Very different.
So
all right, Blue. Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think there's a lot of positives to take away from it, even if there is negatives. We just, on to the next match. Hopefully, they'll be fitter for the next game and be able to play a few more minutes. Those people that weren't able to today, and just kind of get on with it. And hopefully, people learn to not vote for silly things, eh?
Yeah, yeah, that too. What
No, I'm joking. Vote how you want.
um but like I hope that this, the stream, the conversation in the manager's office, gets people thinking a little more about their decisions, about why they're actually doing it. Is it someone who, just watches a few times and says, "Oh man, I don't like, the 30 seconds that I saw of so and so playing, let's get them off." Or, like how much thought are you really putting behind it? I'm not saying don't make a suggestion, put it out there if you want to. But yeah, let's get some consensus behind it. Any closing thoughts before we log off for the day here?
Not really, mate. Just thanks for having me on as usual. Always good fun. The more we can do it, the more more we bring to the team. Sort of
Absolutely.
a few more eyes and all that kind of stuff, and just a bit more fun. I think that's the main thing, isn't it? The more fun we can add to it, the better. And if
Sure.
anybody else has got any suggestions of what they want to see or don't want to see, just let us know. And information they want, you can always ask the team, find out. It's not a problem. Or even if you've got a suggestion you want to run it by us before you suggest it to the people in the chat, it's not a problem. We'll mull it over between us and have a little chat about it. And you might have broken a formation today that we did something that we didn't see.
100%. 100%.
You just got to be a little bit sort of put yourself out there. It's at the end of the day, you're not using your real name, so just say it. Nobody's going to dox you.
Oh gosh, no, not at all. No matter how good or bad the take is, you're totally fine, totally fine. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna drop the link one more time in the chat. If anyone's interested in checking out the project, Futera United NFT project, have your say in the way we play. You get managerial decisions as terms of who's playing, tactics, formations. We chose the jersey style that Blue is so beautifully modeling for us today. Sponsored by 1:37 p.m.
That's Gary V's company, 1:37 p.m.
Yeah, which is huge. So thank you for joining me, Blue, and hopefully we will see you soon. I will be back from my home base more often, so I will be around more. Let's do this again soon, my friend.
Yeah, mate. I'll speak to you on the old Discord soon anyway.
Sounds good. See ya.
All right. See you
Thanks,
later,
everyone.
people. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.